Okay, Mia, so we've changed our marking, haven't we,
Yeah.
in the last couple of months. How have you found it useful? What sort of things have you noticed?
I've noticed that when we get verbal feedback, it's easier because then the teacher talks to you and it gets more. So next time you would go over a purple pen, you would make your corrections.
Yeah, brilliant. So is it staying with you, and do you find you're making the corrections more often now because your teacher's talking to you? Brilliant. Okay. What about the codes? How are you finding the different codes? For example, this one here. What does that one mean?
That means you've achieved yellow, so you understand.
Yes. Do you feel pleased when you see that, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got examples in there that you can tell me, maybe where you've used the purple pens?
Well, we had questions, we were supposed to answer them.
Yeah.
So then we went over in purple pen to make the corrections.
Brilliant. Did you find that helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything else? So do you prefer this style of marking now to what we had before?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's the main reason why?
Because it's easier for me to make corrections.
Okay, great. Marking, how are you finding it now since we've been giving you more verbal feedback?
Since we've had more verbal feedback, I've had a bit more, marking done because I understand it more.
Yeah.
Because when they did the writing in the past, when I had to read what I've done wrong, I got confused a lot, but when I'm talking with the teacher, it's really helpful for me.
And do you find that you make corrections in the lesson at the time? So when the teacher's spoken to you, do you do the corrections straight away?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, brilliant. So how do you think that's helping your learning?
It's helping me very well.
Yeah?
Ooh.
Why do you think that?
Because when I used to read it, because I wasn't very good at reading, I got now I am, but I used to get really confused, and now that I'm talking with the teacher, I understand a lot more.
So it's clearer for you?
Yeah.
And you understand more. What about when you've finished a lesson, and sometimes you don't always have verbal feedback? What do you do at the end of the lesson to, you did it to me, and then to your teacher now, Miss Crowley, as well. What do you do to say how you found the lesson?
Well, we write back, and sometimes when I find it difficult, I write back what I found difficult, because in this lesson, I got a lot of the spellings wrong, so I said I found most of the spellings a bit difficult.
And do you think that is a good idea?
Yeah.
Like that? Why?
Because, Miss Crowley said one day, if you write back, I really enjoyed the lesson, but you got them all wrong, then they don't know how to help you. But as I wrote, I found the spellings a bit tricky.
So now Miss Crowley knows.
Yeah, so she's helped me a lot.
Yeah, so she now knows what you need to work on then.
Yeah.
Great.
So, well, we were talking about how we changing how I mark your book. When I used to mark it, I used to write at the bottom. Did you read that? Be honest now. Sometimes. Okay. So then we started doing a bit of change where I would talk to you about your work straight away, and you made changes to your work with the purple pencil.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And do you find that better than it was before, or is it more helpful to you to use a purple pencil?
Yes.
And how does it make you feel about your work when you've done it?
Good.
Good. And what sort of things are you doing when you're changing your work now? What sort of things have you just been doing? How have you changed your work?
I've changed it for I stopped doing and the start of a sentence.
Okay, so when I said to you, do you use and at the start of the sentence, you realised that perhaps you could change it?
Yeah.
Is that right? And you've got some changes here, have you, that you've done? Okay. Are there any other changes that you needed to do? Because you read your work again, what did you notice you'd done?
That I hadn't finished one of the sentences.
So how do you feel about your work now that you've gone over it and checked it?
Yes.
Is it good? Is it better than it was before?
Yes.
How do you find having a conversation, having a chat with me about your work?
Good.
Is it good? Is it make you feel better about your work that you're doing?
Yes.
Are you worried at all when I talk to you?
time.
Not all the time, but you are sometimes, are you? What were you worried about?
If I was in trouble or something else.
And are you in trouble when you do this?
No.
No. So Destiny, we've made some changes to how I mark your book. And before, I would mark it at the bottom after you'd finished your work. Did you read what I'd written then?
Yes.
You did. Sometimes, but not all the time.
No.
Now we've changed it so that I'm talking to you and you go ahead and make the changes. How do you feel about that?
I feel fine, but sometimes when I make mistakes, I just want to go on just filling in everything else. So I
Okay.
leave that.
You leave that. When I've spoken to you this morning about some of the things you needed to change, what type of things did you change in your book?
Capital letters,
You added those, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, and what did you use to do that?
my paper polishing pen.
And how do you feel about being told to go and do your work again when I've given you some feedback? I've said to you what you need to change.
I'm fine.
Okay, you feel fine about it. And is your work better now than it was before, do you think?
Yeah.
You do. How do you feel about the fact that there's some purple, quite a bit of purple pencil?
I don't know.
Do you feel okay about doing that?
Yeah.
Doesn't make you feel that your work isn't. Doesn't make you feel that your work isn't any good?
It just makes me feel happy because everyone makes mistakes
And you can learn from them, can't you? And do you think you've learnt something that next time you'll do differently?